A very good evening and welcome to another exciting edition of Big Talk, a program where we highlight political issues concerning Nigeria. Tonight on the show, we'll stay with Rivers State, where the dramas keep to be emerging as to every month. Just last year, we had the cessation of the state of emergency that was declared by Mr. President on the 18th of March, 6 months, and a lot of persons talked about it, but it seems the political crisis in Rivers State keeps festering and keeps growing. Tonight on the show, we'll have a barrister who's also a council member of the African Bar Association who's joined us on the show as we dissect all of this tonight on the program. But let's go for a short break, and when we're back, I'll be introducing our guest for tonight. Stay with us. So welcome back to the program. Now, the drama in Rivers State keeps going on, keeps festering. The recent political developments is that the Martin Amuele led House of Representatives in Rivers State has started proceedings for the impeachment of Governor Similaye Fubara, who at a point was a political prodigy of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. And also the drama continues with the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike. He's on a thank you tour among all of the local government areas in Rivers State. Today, we saw pictures in Ahuda and some other local governments where the minister was visiting, talking about the politics and telling people we will support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and all of this that is happening. But let me get to introduce our guest who's joined us live in the studio tonight. He is a council member of the African Bar Association, a very respected lawyer, barrister Adeboyega Kolade, who's joined us on the program. A very good evening to you, barrister.
Good evening, Obong Ubong.
All right, barrister, legal proceedings have started. This is your forte. You understand a lot of the things that are going on now. We are seeing the Martin Amuele lead House of Representatives in Rivers State now, who have begun the process of impeaching Governor Similaye Fubara. I remember that before that March 18 announcement by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they had already begun the process at a point, but the intervention of the president seized that process at that time, and we thought peace came. But from what we saw today, it means there's no peace yet between the political gladiators, the House of Representatives, and the governor of Rivers State, Similaye Fubara. Walk us through the impeachment process, what it means. I've heard you must have 2/3 majority, and we don't really use it a lot in Nigeria, especially at the sub-national level. And the national level, we can't even try it because we've always had to the president and answer to the president. But let's talk about it. Walk us through, what does an impeachment process mean?
Good evening, Obong and the general public. The process of impeachment, like you have narrated, is a process whereby a governor or his deputy is accused of some impeachable offenses, which is called gross misconduct in the Constitution. This is described or defined in Section 188 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And it tells us, it lays down the process. It's a long process which culminates in the impeachment and takes about 3 months and 14 days to get to conclusion. The Speaker is expected to receive from some members a petition. And I understand in this case in Rivers State, there will be about 21 of them or thereabout that are prepared to sign the notice, which the Speaker is expected to act upon. And then after he acts upon the notice, this will be served on the governor. The service on the governor activates the thing, really, because he's expected to respond to the notice. And he can respond at to the panel. A panel is expected to also be set up after he had been notified. Of course, there must be proof of service of the notice. Must be proof of service thereof on the governor or his deputy, as the case may be, for them to now respond to a panel headed by the chief judge of the state. And the chief judge is expected also to give fair hearing, because all of this will be scrutinized by the judiciary at the end of the day, because it has never happened that there will be impeachment notice or any effort to impeach that will not lead to legal proceedings. So the courts will scrutinize all these efforts, whether they are proper or improper. And then where the processes are not properly followed, the court will set it aside. So at the end of the day, the governor may appear in person or through his legal counsel to respond to the allegations made against him. And if the panel composed of the CJ finds good reasons to recommend the impeachment, he will do so. And if there are no proven reasons to begin the process of impeachment, then he will also recommend as such. And it may interest you to know that in this country, there had not been any successful impeachment process. Yes. Beginning from Kaduna State House of Assembly against Balarabe Musa. You know, in Kaduna, those days. It will always fail. But it is a game. It is a game that even Fubara himself has been properly inducted. Because I remember the first time they wanted to impeach him sometimes last year. Was it 2024?
2025.
I mean, I think it started in 2024. That he firstly, when he realized that these people were determined, he demolished.
2023.
Yes, he demolished the
House of
the parliament,
the complex.
The complex, housing the parliament. So, and he gave very good reasons why the structure was demolished. You can't fault him, because even under Chief Nyesom Wike, there had been recommendations that the building was very faulty and may collapse. So he used that excuse to bring the place down. And they were unable to sit even in their estate where they were housed and where they thought they would relocate to and do the needful to get him out, until events, began to unfold, and he's returned back there on his seat, as we all know. So, I believe that Barrister Wike Nyesom, who is on an onslaught against FUBRA by now, knows his game.
Right.
Yes, he knows his game.
Right. Let's look at some of the things that have been mentioned as to how it contradicts our constitution and what it means. The allegations against FUBRA, some of the allegations labeled against the Rivers State governor. We have the demolition of the assembly complex is one allegation. We have extra budgetary spending. We have withholding of funds meant for the assembly, even after there's been a Supreme Court ruling on that. We have names not been submitted for commissioners and the rest, people to help run. We have people, we have the presentation of budgets. We're not even talking about the 2026 budget. The 2025 budget wasn't presented to that particular House of Assembly. And today we saw a video of Martin Amuale saying that the governor is a traitor to democracy. I like that you talk about some of these things. And are they really contravening the Constitution? Running a budget without presenting it to the House of Assembly for approval, having people appointed, to run government without being approved by the House of Assembly, at least the legitimate House of Assembly as we know now, having the demolition of the House of Assembly in whatever guise, right, that has also been set up. So some of these things have been mentioned. Can you walk us through how does it contravene our Constitution, if it was?
Well, the situations you mentioned now, definitely, if you go through them, you will see some of them that are unconstitutional. Right. You will also find some that he can excuse away by the facts and documents. So, and I just mentioned in passing now the fact that under Nyesom Wike himself, there were reports, official and approved reports, that says the structure of the House of Assembly was faulty and could crash at any time. So he can use all of that to excuse away the reason why he had to demolish the building. Public safety. Yeah, he can use that excuse. But when you go outside an approved budget, or there is no budget, and you begin to spend extra budgetary spendings, is ordinarily contrary to the Constitution of the Federal Republic. Because it's like putting your hand in the till without authority. It's an approved budget alone that can, that a state, a local, state, and federal government can spend from. Anything outside of that is illegal. No doubt about that. And the other aspect that you mentioned,
having commissioners,
unapproved appointments. Well, we all know that some of these things are based on law. But what is happening in Rivers State right now is I will say it's very highly political. So, and like I know, FUBRA also has many professors behind him that are guiding him and giving him tutoring. Wike is just one person. One. He is up against people like Sir Peter Odili. He is up against people like Omehia. You have Secondus. You have a large array of political gladiators, experienced politicians. That is in Rivers State alone. He has several other people who are giving him tutoring and backing. You have people like Uzodinma, who has come out now. You have people like Bashiru.
Yeah, APC National Secretary.
Yes, the National Secretary, Senator Bashiru. And you have the NSA. Nuhu Ribadu. You have former governor of Ogun State, the first in this Fourth Republic, Chief Segun Oshoba, who is like their grandfather, you know, who had taken the case of FUBRA up also to ensure that he is not disgraced.
Right. So, but still staying on that, I'll come to the legal aspects because we've seen something like this happen when there's a fallout between a political godfather and a political godson, between Ambode and the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Akinwumi Ambode, governor of Lagos State, and the president. Governors went to even plead at a point. Even President Muhammadu Buhari, there are reactions as to making body languages of sympathy towards Ambode. But the president said, let's go to the field and test popularity. So is that not like a template as to what can go ahead with Rivers State? Because we also heard the minister, Nyesom Wike, he said, stay away from Rivers politics. That's to Senator Bashiru. You do not understand Rivers State politics. Let's talk about that.
Well, my take on this is very clear. When Wike was governor, the authority he wielded is no longer there. The authority and powers of a governor that he used against Amechi, against Odili, against several other persons while he was governor, is now in the hand of FUBRA. The resources of the state, which only a person who is so unthinking will not use appropriately to save himself, save his kin from being roasted. I doubt if FUBRA is such an unthinking person that he will not be able to deploy the resources to make sure that he is not disgraced by Wike and his cohorts. So I don't see FUBRA in that league. I see him as somebody who has been very pragmatic and somebody who has who is very smart. Yes, because the last game he just played is more tough than the game of chess, to ensure that he is in the proper reckoning of the party in power. Yes, that move, I'm sure he didn't seek the permission of Chief Nyesom Wike to make that move. And having made that move, it gives him an edge, I think, over whatever Chief Nyesom Wike may want to do. Because I will be surprised if the APC leadership will not be able to call the House of Assembly members, who are also their party members, to order at this point. The game has changed. The game has changed. It won't be business as usual. And as it is, there will not be a second state of emergency in Rivers, because APC will be disgraced if at this point Wike becomes triumphant in this circumstance.
Right. So, but let's still stay with that particular analysis. What we've seen now with the minister Nyesom Wike is that he said that there's a rainbow coalition, a coalition of the PDP and the APC. Just the other day, we saw pictures of PDP chairman and the APC chairman, all of them together. We've even seen that the APC chairman in Rivers State is going with Nyesom Wike for consultations. They went to Chief Asari Dokubo's house together. We saw APC chairman Antonio Kocha sitting down, right? Just when Wike's son was, and people made talks about this one sitting on the kind of chairs with the son, but let's not go into that. We've seen that it seems the APC in the Rivers State seems to be tilting. We've even seen the vice chairman of APC for South, Chief Victor Jadon, who at the time was acting chairman of the APC when those tussles were there in those days of Oshomole and the rest of them. You've seen him say, so-called governor, giving back into Nyesom Wike. What does this make? It seems maybe having control of both the APC and the PDP. One go, Fubara supporting President Tinubu. Nyesom Wike say, I supported the president when it was even very difficult to come out and support him. I supported him.
Yes, I heard all of that and I read some of those. Right. But these people you have mentioned, how many votes do they have? How many votes do they control? And I can tell you, because FUBRA has come out to people, even, I'm sure, much more the Rivers people, as being, he gains the sympathy of the people much more, because they see him as an underdog, that he's being treated or maltreated or ill-treated. So the sympathy of the people, of the voters that will go out on the day of election, I think is much more important, because like I said, he is now the governor, the chief security officer, unlike when Wike was there, that he deployed all the resources to ensure that the president and FUBRA and the members of the Senate and the houses of assembly, reps and all had their day or had their way. But now, that's why I didn't want to use the word, the governor will be stupid, not to facilitate his own success at the polls. Yes, the NSA is with him. The president is with him. Yes, the NSA and the party chairman went to him to say, look, we are here to convey the heartfelt sympathy of the president for you. The president is for you, is with you. If this is true, and I believe it is so, and that is why the secretary, all of them, the leadership of the party, they are queuing up to give him that cover. So, if it is so, the way Nyesom Wike was able to deploy all the elements that he deployed for the control of the election election system and the victory he eventually got at the last election. Those machineries are no longer with him. Because if he claims that the purpose of his all his the movements he's doing, being PDP, supporting APC presidential candidate, or the president as he is, he will soon become a presidential candidate, that all he is working on and maneuvering is for the victory of the president, which is the same goal that FUBRA is now working at. It will be counterproductive for the president if he doesn't stop whatever is being undertaken now. He, the president, is the one that the whole of the tar will cover.
Right, so let's talk about the president's involvement in all of this, because, like you said, Nyesom Wike is a minister serving at the discretion of the president, like we have in our democracy, because we know Mr. President can wake up tomorrow and say, Nyesom Wike, your days are over, give me your handover notes, and in the next minute it will be done. So he's still serving at the discretion of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And now, like you've mentioned, the governor of Rivers State, Similaye Fubara, is a governor under the APC, also the party, ruling party now, where the presidency was a national leader, and of course now he's a leader of the party. We all know that. So, and we've seen his interventions on this matter. 2023 December, unofficial agreements were reached, and documents were not signed and whatever, but gentlemen agreements, and accusations were made. After the state of emergency was declared on March 18, there were also agreements that were reached, and all parties said we are fine, everything is good, and it's not even up to how many months. We're having this back and forth again. Do you think that this matter can be settled? Because, like you've said, Nyesom Wike may be a former governor, but he still holds a lot of sway in the state. We've seen this with people like Kwankwaso in Kano State. Even when they were out of power, he won an election, even when the APC had the national chairman, right, a former governor in that particular state. His candidate won an election because of his popularity and acceptance. So we could, talk about the dynamics, but what can the president do now? We've seen his first intervention, second intervention, state of emergency seems not to be working. If you were to advise Mr. President, what can he do with Nyesom Wike and Similaye Fubara to end this crisis once and for all?
Well, my suggestion to the president will be, like you asked, that he should clip the wings of both parties.
Right.
Yes. Nyesom Wike is serving at the discretion of Mr. President as Minister of the FCT. Right. If I were him, I would limit the movement of Wike to FCT for some time.
To Rivers State, right?
I will limit his movement to FCT for some time.
I understand that.
He should withdraw him from these
tour. Thank you, tour. He calls it thank you tour.
I want to call it troubleshooting that he's doing. He's troubleshooting. He should withdraw him back to the state. He should come and face his duties in Abuja, strictly as such. Then the issues they have raised at the National Assembly, forming the grounds for impeachment. The president should call all of them, or he shouldn't intervene by himself, because there's a party structure. there is a party structure. He should push it to the party. There is a chairman of the party. There is the national working committee of the party. They should all be summoned to the...
but Wike is not a party member. He's not a member of the APC.
No, I'm not talking about him.
Right. Oh, absolutely. I understand.
I'm not talking about him.
I understand.
Those who are members of APC,
the House of Assembly members,
should be summoned to a meeting by the leadership of their party.
Right.
Yes. And then they would handle them appropriately. Number one, to make them withdraw the impeachment notice. Yes, because ordinarily it seems to be an anti-party activity. Yes, so it should be handled from that level. And then whatever FUBRA had done wrong, the errors he has made, he should be guided to, resolve all of this. And then, Nyesom Wike had been a destructive agent in PDP. Yes. And that is why the party has collapsed on his head now. The G5 people, most of them by now, will be sent out of the country very soon, if they have not left, on ambassadorial assignments. Very few of them, or I don't know how many, will be left with them now in their so-called G5 group. Yes. So the party, Makinde that used to be with him, thank God, they have become strange bedfellows by now. The PDP structure that he thought he would warehouse for the president to have his way unabashed has been pulled down. He's in tatters. He has achieved that. And he's still a member of that. It's like he's a homeless citizen now, party-wise. You understand? Because that house he is in PDP, the roof is leaking so much. The umbrella has fallen, has collapsed. He has no shelter. So, at this point, Mr. number 001 in APC in Rivers State, I believe, will be given shelter. In fact, has been given support by titans like Uzodima. Yes, it may be a negative titan or a positive titan. The judgment is for his citizens in Imo State.
Right. So, but Barrister, let's look at even the impeachment process. It was created. I like to think that the Constitution created that for check and balance, where we could have that. And in all fairness, we've seen some governors in Nigeria become demigods when they are governors. And the House of Reps, most times, cannot call these governors to account. Don't you think that the House of Reps should be more forthright to look at infractions to our Constitution and say, this is wrong and this is wrong? If somebody has to be impeached, you should be impeached.
Yeah, but unfortunately, such powers are not given. Such powers, I mean supervisory powers, over, what do they call it?
Executive.
No, they say oversight functions. It's not given to the National Assembly over the governors.
That's a state House of Assembly, I mean.
Yes. Okay, you said House, the House of Reps. It is the House of Assembly that has such oversight functions. But where the situation has been so over-politicized, at times your vision would have been blurred. Yes. We saw a situation in this country that Oyo State governor, who is now Olubadan, Ladoja, Oba Ladoja, Rashid Ladoja, was impeached by a minority number of citizens. I mean, of House of Assembly members. We saw a situation where such a similar situation happened in other states, you know. But and you will know that the situation has been so politicized to be able to get to that level. If not, how can 10, for instance, impeach a governor where about 20 others did not support what they have listed as the grounds of impeachment? You understand? It doesn't come to reason. But if such a situation happens, then you know, they say in my place, the snake has an inner hand, or an invisible hand. Yes, so that is exactly how it is. And people have accused, Obaladoja have accused Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the president at that time, of being the one that made that possible, you know. And the same thing happened in other states. I think Ondo State, Ekiti State was one of those such states. But they will go to court and it will be nullified at the end of the day, and the governors will return to their seat. So I believe that in this case, of course, like I said, the House of Assembly is the only body, is the only institution that has oversight functions over the performance and actions of the governor.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much, Barrister. We'll come
but in this case, it's been over politicized. They are everybody, even the blind deaf, can see that they are being used.
Right. So I will come back and we continue talking about development in Rivers State. But let's go for a short break. And when we're back, we still have Barrister here in the studio as we dissect this matter. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to the program. We still have Barrister Adeboyega, who's joined us, Kolade, in the studio as we talk about Rivers politics and House of Assembly move to impeach Governor, I beg your pardon, Similaye Fubara. Thank you so much, Barrister. Go ahead. You were trying to give us some analysis as to how the whole impeachment process could proceed if it goes on as we look into the future. If the president is not able to intervene or nobody is able to intervene at this point.
Yes. The process of impeachment, like I said, is not a very simple one. Members of the House of Assembly are expected two-third majority are expected to sign the allegations that they have against the governor, and within 14 days of sending the notice to the speaker, he is expected to set up a committee. I mean, the members of the House of Assembly will pass it, whether the allegation should be investigated or not. If two-thirds majority agrees with the investigation, then they will set up, they will now send the approval for investigation to the Chief Judge of the state, who will within 7 days set up a panel. Yes, he will set up a panel to carry out the investigation of the allegations against the governor. And he, by section 188, subsection 5, within 7 days of the notice being sent to him, he must set up the panel, and the governor can by himself or through his counsel, make appearance or make written submissions to counsel out or explain away the allegations. And the committee has, the panel has they have 3 months, within 3 months of the panel being constituted to carry out their investigation and come up with their report. Yes.
So it's a long legal process or proceeding that will take a lot of time.
Yes.
And there are also people who've said that the chief judge, since was appointed by the governor, may not want to sit on it. So if the chief judge, like you mentioned, decides not to sit on it, what other routes do they have? Can they go to the courts, approach the courts? What do they do?
My brother, this process we are talking about may not end in a year, because the governor may decide to raise legal issues concerning the allegations that had been made, or on the constitution of the panel. Who are the constituents of that panel? He may raise issues against them of bias or this or that. And these may go for quite some time. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Especially here now, that the governor is in the same party with the president, and the structure has also moved in support of the governor. I mean the party. So many things can happen. Time may pass. Even after these 3 months, as it is stated in paragraph, subsection 8 and 9 of section 188, you will see that the time will pass. The two sides have opportunity to interact, the panel and the governor. The members of the House of Assembly may not be there, where they are sitting. You understand?
So the panel basically are not made of members of the House of Representatives?
Not at all.
Oh.
Definitely not. You can't be a judge in your own cause. Yes.
But they constitute the panel.
They cannot constitute it's the chief judge that will constitute the panel.
Right. I understand.
It's an investigative panel. Yes. And having been given the right to respond. The accused, having been given a constitutional right to respond, and where there is fair hearing given to both sides, it may be a little difficult to substantiate the allegations, even though one allegation is enough. One is enough.
Okay, there's this allegation that we hear a lot when this kind of proceedings go on. Gross misconduct.
Yes.
I like that you tell us. And misappropriation of funds. Those are two key allegations that we hear when proceedings like this go on. Barrister, please, can you help let us understand as to what is gross misconduct? What gets to that basket of gross misconduct and misappropriation of funds?
Yes, gross misconduct in this instance has been defined by section 188, subsection 11. And it is defined as grave violation or breach of the provisions of the Constitution. You know, it is elaborate. And when you are also talking of misappropriation of funds, it means funds that were appropriated for particular reasons had been diverted for other reasons. It means the funds meant for a particular project has been moved to other projects. And so, some of these things are not so easy to prove. Especially when the panel returns a verdict that they should proceed, they can proceed on the impeachment proceedings, having been able to having come to the conclusion that the allegations have been substantiated. That is when you will see the legal drama, because the court will be invited to give their opinion or decision on whether those allegations have actually been proven. So when it gets to that level, that is when you will see the game come up properly, because all of this now is the activities of the governor from when he was sworn in till now is what they will investigate.
Right. So as we end the show now, I'd like to ask you, like you've said, sometimes we see these proceedings take even after the tenure of people and they were not able to get justice. And we know that we have maybe, let's just say, close to a year, right? Because elections may come up by February of 2026 or March or whatever. But in this time frame, this is January, let's say February, maybe a 1 year time frame, can we have a definite judgment on this and say Governor Fubara was impeached, or what are you seeing? Political solution at the end of the day? Your conclusion now.
Yes. You know, these processes cannot be determined as to the time frame. You cannot. It's difficult because they may take, already by the calculations we have, this, as it is stated in section 188, there will be about 4 months already provided for. Then after all of this, he has the right to seek justice in court, to seek interpretation of whatever has been decided by the panel, and then following that, the House of Assembly. He will take the matter to the High Court, after their decision, it will go on appeal
Oh, the
to the
appellate
Court of Appeal,
Right.
Supreme Court. You can't give them measurement of time in these three courts. You can't give them time. It's not like the electoral process that is time bound. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So a lot of water will pass under the bridge. And like I said, it is not 2 + 2, which is 4.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Barrister Adeboyega Kolade, Council Member, African Bar Association. I really appreciate you for bringing your wealth of legal expertise on the show tonight. We are really, grateful for that. Thank you so much. Tonight on the program, we talked about Rivers politics. As the House of Assembly Rivers State moves to impeach Governor Similaye Fubara. And that's our show for tonight. My name is Ubong Osori in Abuja. I say love Nigeria at all times. Thank you so much.